YouTube as well. Okay.
From different angles.
From different angles, yes. Okay, cool. So hello again. Thank you,
Hi everyone,
for joining us. So we here with our amazing team from Prague are greeting you from Prague. And we have Gunjan with us from London. And we have Vera. Vera, where are you right now?
I am in Moscow right now.
She's in Moscow right now. So we have 3 different locations on one live. And obviously you, please tell us where are you connecting from? We would love to know. We have a strong suspicion you may be mainly in India, but wherever you are, we are very happy that you have decided or ended up spending time with us. This is usually around 30 minutes that we engage in a discussion on topics usually of your choice, but this time we have kind of took the liberty, and I was actually being selfish, and I thought, like, what are these guys doing here in tech? Because I know they are super hardworking, they do a lot, but unless you're doing it yourself, it's sometimes hard to imagine. So we thought, like, okay, so let's hear it from them, because sometimes you hear all these big titles from CTOs to software engineer, DevOps, UX designer, and all that. And okay, so what it actually means day to day? Is it like looking through the books? Is it looking through the computers? Is it talking to some friends on the phone, advising you what to do? I don't know. You will tell us what it means to be in IT, and also maybe motivate some of our learners to get into IT themselves. So, Gunjan, over to you. Please take us through the next steps.
Yeah, thank you so much, Margita. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for becoming the Learner for Life panel today. And the people who are watching this, thank you so much for joining us today. And I am not in the tech team. I am from the marketing team. So does Marketa is from marketing team as well, but we both are moderators, and the others, if you can see, all are wearing the tech team t-shirt, very smart t-shirt. So they are the team members from the tech team, and they would be telling us everybody today about their work, like a day at work with the tech team. The title itself says. So now I am not talking much. I would be asking everybody to introduce themselves quickly. So I will first start with Vera, because I could see Vera very clearly. So Vera, please introduce yourself, maybe your name, your title, and something about you, like just a one-liner.
Sure, of course. My name is Vera, and in the tech team, I am a design thinker or a UX UI designer. And this is very nice to be in such a friendly atmosphere that our team have. And well, this is just very cool to be here. And this is my first live stream, by the way. As you can tell, I guess. This is it.
Thank you so much, Vera. Now I will quickly go to the boys. Boys, I'll start. I could see Jonas. Jonas is sitting next to Marketa. So Jonas, please tell us your name, your title, and something about you quickly. And we know you are a tech person, so you might not have done your live stream before. So how are you feeling today?
Yes, it's my first live stream, and I'm very nervous. But I'm excited to be here with all of you. My name is Jonas, or Jonas, and I am a junior DevOps, but I'm mostly doing front end, which means that I'm doing the part of our platform that everyone of you can see. And I'm every day working together with Vera, with Yaroslav, with Kennedy, and everyone on the team to make this possible.
That's it.
That's it. My mood is slightly better than a few seconds ago.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move closer to us so that they can see you on Instagram as well. You see yourself on my phone?
Yeah.
That means you're there. Yeah. So Yara will introduce himself now, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Yaroslav, or Jerry, if you want. I'm from Czech Republic, was born here, and I'm software engineer. I'm focused mainly on backend, and I love to work with software, and I like when all the tests are passing and everything is working. I like working software.
Cool. Thank you, Yaro. What about you, Kennedy?
My name is Kennedy. I'm from Brazil. I don't have a nickname, and I work here as a software engineer as well. I have the pleasure to work with this amazing team. That's very important, and I really like as well when the tests are passed. But if they do pass all the time, we don't get a job. So our function is actually to fix things and to improve things and to get things done. So it's really good to be here and to be part of the team.
Cool. Are we
Thank you
introducing
so much.
ourselves, Gunjan? I'm very, I've been promoted yesterday. You haven't even heard about it. I've been promoted yesterday to become part of the tech team, but from the business side. So, and I think that would be very important for our learners as well to understand that in business, when you have a tech team, you and the tech team need to work together, right? And there is always very interesting there are very interesting opportunities for opinion exchanges. Sometimes tech team says things take long and then we want everything yesterday. So you as a business, if you're selling something and you have a tech team, you need to work very well together, so you are productive and not counterproductive, right? So I just want to also encourage everyone who is passionate about IT but maybe doesn't have IT background, that even you as a businessman or businesswoman, you still should educate yourself in the area of IT to the extent that you could work with the team and be a valued contributor to the discussions around what is possible. So so we also, I don't know who will explain what it says on our back, that you have character-driven solutions. So who could explain what that means? Why is that on our t-shirts?
Well, I would say that even though we are everyone different, the characters are always important, and there are some like character values that are also important, and we as a company see as important that we want to develop, and those character values that we look for when we are looking for new candidates as well.
I think that I could add as well that I know that we share a common passion, which is coding and developing software. This is really challenging. It is really exciting. So we really get, how can I say, addicted to that. But there is the only reason that we do that as a living is because we have to solve like problems of the real world. So we have to try to match our skills and our passion with problems. There are a lot of them out there to be solved, and then that's what we have to aim to target it. Otherwise, it's just like playing video game without getting to fix anything, without adding any value to society and to people and so on.
Well said. Gunjan, I know you have a lot of questions, but I just want to quickly check whether there are any questions. And I want to encourage everyone to send us questions. And I want to say hello to Digvijay. Digvijay, thank you for being there. Ritika and Lucky as well. And also Vivek, thank you so much for being there with us. Soon, thank you too for joining. And if you have any questions and anything, please do share. We will be happy to answer. Otherwise, I'm going back and get Gunjan to ask questions. Gunjan.
Yes, thank you so much, Martika. I was actually looking at the live chats on YouTube, and we always say that even one person is getting beneficial with this sort of live stream is a win-win for us. But today, 7 people have joined us. So I think we are just doing a lot, and that is only on YouTube. 7, 8, 9, it is coming and going, coming and going, dropping, and then like that. And I also wanted to see Instagram, so I'm going to tell you Instagram as well. But before that, I'll shoot my question. As everybody knows, the topic is a day at work with the tech team, and our tech team is very busy because they are working on something very big. People also know about GTI platform. So now I wanted to quickly ask everybody one by one, how is your typical day look like? Like, what did you do today? How did you start? and how was the journey till now before live stream? So maybe I'll start with Yaroslav because I could see him like in the front.
Okay. I would say like nowadays basically the same as the previous one, because as Kennedy said, we are solving like new things every day, and we are oriented to add the value to the business. So also the requirements and needs of the business change, so we have to also adjust our plans. But currently it's good that we are not like working any night shifts or anything like that, so we basically get up as anyone else, and we come some days to the office, or sometimes we work remotely, and we read through what the colleagues are like saying of messages, and then I usually I'm looking what's the next thing I want to develop, and then I resume the work when I ended the last time, and I continue in developing some new feature, and that's usually how my day looks like.
Cool. What about you, Kennedy? You're on a different time zone usually, aren't you?
Yes, this is something new. For those who don't know, I work from Brazil, but it's been a week almost that I've been in Prague. So my days, they're starting a little bit different, because what used to be remote sessions for me, now they're face-to-face sessions. So I wake up, I come to the office, because we are doing like a face-to-face week in place, and our day starts with discussing what is the plan for the day, and then what was the achievements of the last day. And basically we are divided into either implementing new features that are required by business, or fixing problems in the current operation. So that's basically the day of the day, I mean, day by day of a software developer, at least of my tasks. We are fixing things that are broken, which is normal. Every system that has real users, we need adjustment, or we are implementing new demands of business and by the users itself.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Jonas, what about you? What about your day?
About me, I'm working in the same time zone as Yaroslav, so it usually starts at 8 or 9 a.m. I get my coffee and I look through the emails, what has been happening, who has messaged me on Teams, and we have some conversations. Then I usually work on some task, and the task usually needs some collaboration with my colleagues. So we usually get on Teams and have a quick call and go through the problem, split it into small parts, and then I work on it until the lunch. After the lunch, we have a meeting where we discuss what has been done. For Kennedy, it's in the morning. That's why he said that this day starts with it. And after that, I continue working in the same manner. And that's one pattern. And then, since we are an agile team, we also have days when we together plan plans for next following weeks, and we think about what has been done and what we can do differently, more efficiently, to make our users happier.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jonas. What about you, Vera? How is your day today?
I guess that my days are divided on two types. Like it either consists of lots of meetings, and in that case, I as a designer don't have to design because mainly I have to communicate or just to understand and to translate everything that has been communicated to the team. And another type of the day is when we have not that many meetings and I can concentrate on the designing. So basically, as long as I am in Moscow, I am 2 hours ahead of my team. So I have these 2 beneficial hours in the morning when I can do whatever I want and to prepare myself for the work and to check the emails, to check the calendar, to see what is coming this day. And then I am just with the team on the meetings or on Figma, prototyping and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rana. Okay, so I've heard a lot about collaboration, teamwork, task management, a lot of stuff that you guys have mentioned, and I have questions related to that. But before that, I'm gonna come with a very generic question. Nowadays, IT department is like getting boom. Everybody wants to get into IT. People say that if they will be doing any course related to IT or computer, they will find the job easily. So this is a question for you all. If somebody wants to get into an IT job, how they can land in a job? Like any one tip that you wanted to give because you're already working in the IT department. Anybody?
How did you get the job, Yaroslav?
Particularly anyone.
How did you get the job?
Well, first off thing is that it's good that you can prove like you have some kind of technical thinking, you have ability of problem solving. So one way could be some kind of traditional education. That's like valid. It depends on the quality of higher education in your country and what schools are available. Also, another option is to take some online courses. But like there is ton of them, so you have to like look what makes sense for you, and some of them are might not be worth your time. So you need to find something that brings value to you and where you learn something. I would say it's important to learn at least one programming language, at least a little bit, so you can prove the ability to think in that way, because you can always learn some tiny details of a language, but if you just can't prove that you will be able at least to learn that later on, then it would be much harder to get a job, I would say.
So you're saying you're proving that you can constantly learn?
Yeah, basically, because the languages are changing all the time. They are not static, and also especially the frameworks, because the languages are not just in some vacuum, but there are different like plugins, IDs. So like everything has to be in place, and those things are developing in time. So you have to be prepared to learn all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Kennedy? How did you get the job?
I do think that the first thing is you have to have this feeling that you want to conquer the machine and then not to be conquered by the machine. What I mean by that is like you have to identify in yourself that you like it, because I think that like and enjoying it is the first step to be successful in finding a job and so on. So if you're the type of the person that when you see something that you say, okay, I'm gonna challenge myself and I'm gonna solve it, and then very likely you're the person fitting to IT. It's just a matter of time and then to efforts that you're gonna get a position. Because as Yaroslav said, I think that the key thing is learning how to learn, because you need to learn constantly. In order of that, you need to spend like hours reading, trying to challenge whatever you have in front of you. And once you do that, in the internet, like out there's a lot of content that you can look for. I would say that nowadays traditional and formal education is not a must. As Yaroslav said, it's nice to have if you have like a good quality available, but if you don't, YouTube or other platforms or whatever, it's a place to look for. Employability.life as well, it's gonna help you in this journey. But I do think that the information is well spread today. Identify that you like it, go for it, and I'm pretty sure that don't give up, and I'm pretty sure that you're gonna be successful.
Thank you, Kennedy. What about you, Jonas? How did you find a job?
In IT.
In IT,
Yeah.
and any job, whichever journey you want to share, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think also that it's about learning. I don't have technical background. For me, it's been more of wanting to help people to solve their problems, and I approach it by solving small and then bigger problems at in my past at the other place, and through that I have discovered that I enjoy the learning, I enjoy helping people, and that was my journey to this job, to IT. So just keep learning. You will keep learn while you work as well. It's code to learn, or design to learn, or think to learn, learn to learn.
And there are also like another colleagues, right? You are not alone, because usually in software you are working in some kind of team. So your colleagues that might be more senior will help you with maybe some of those things that you might overlook at the beginning. And usually when the system is already existing, there are some things that you need help to understand from the other colleagues, but they for sure will help you to find out how the system works. And yeah, you don't have to be afraid of that.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Vera? Would you share how did you get a job in IT?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think there are, of course, several ways and key steps that will help you to start this journey in the IT. And those steps are like acquiring foundational knowledge and basic principles of the topic, also learning relevant tools and everything. But this is, of course, important. But it is also important to work on your soft skills, to be yourself, I guess, or to work and being better self. This is very important to find a common language in a team. So there is always a feeling when you're interviewing. There is always a feeling that you will match or will not match this specific team that is interviewing you. So I would say that there is always a way, and you can find it to the IT or, yeah, and you just need to try and not, as guys already said, not to give up, and everything will be super good.
Thank you, Vera. I mean, Gunjanam, just want to reiterate because it's funny that, you know, we don't need to do any advertising ever because we say we are learners for life, and that itself, it's actually like you have to literally be that, live it, experience it, and sort of agree that you will never have all the answers alone, that you will not know many things, and that you may figure them out collaboratively. And that sort of even could come to that interview, like when you're actually looking for a job, like appreciating that you have something to offer, but you won't have all the answers. So don't come for an interview or look for a job thinking that you will find everything, or it will be the perfect fit, or everything will be there in the first day. It's something that you will end up also co-creating. I love what Vera is saying, that even when you're having the interview, maybe it's not always that you will feel it's the right fit, because it's a two-way street, right? Like you want the company to work with you, but you want to work with the company in the first place. So looking even for these things, is there the common understanding that this is a place that we will learn and grow together? Is this a place where those expectations are set in that sense? It's what is important for you personally should really align with the company where you will spend your time. And that's another thing I also say all the time, like choose very carefully where you invest your time, you know, because those hours you will never get back. You know, it's the future is today. I also say that, like, there is nothing, nobody promised you tomorrow. So wherever you are today, just think, is it worth it? Is it the place where I want to be? Do I feel this is right? Is it going to be challenging? Yes. But is it worth it? You know, as I said, if as long as you're not feeling alone, then you will figure it out together with your teams. And as for us, like from the business side, working with IT team, it can be very intimidating because we may have some superficial knowledge. I'm not going to mention my coding skills here. They are as superficial as some website changes sort of
That's
thing.
not bad.
That's not so bad, but I wouldn't show off with that for sure. But so it can be intimidating because you could set yourself on a path where you can only trust the people that what they're communicating back is accurate, because I came across a lot of scenarios where teams were taking advantage of business who was completely blank into does this make sense, just pouring money in and money being spent and no returns coming back. So like understanding that alignment of values, that we're all working towards something together, and if we don't use those resources wisely, money and time mainly, I always refer to time as the most valuable thing we have, then we will all we will all lose, even us as individuals. So if we just understand that common goal is we here trying to focus on future of work, trying to help learners understand that we are with you on the same page. You may not know what job you want to do tomorrow, and so you may end up sort of experimenting with that, and it's fine that there will be moments where you will feel lost, but that's when you can turn up to someone else and just sort of seek help, and also for you to understand. And something I would love to actually hear from the team, like, are there times when you feel alone or detached, or are you times when you feel lost or confused, and what do you do not to, like, are you comfortable to sharing with others and admitting I don't know? Because I see that a lot, and that obviously doesn't regard just IT, it's many teams. People have these egos that they don't want to admit that they don't know. They don't want to look like they're incompetent or something. So sharing vulnerabilities and sharing, okay, I don't know, can you tell me, that's actually extremely powerful, but very hard to do. So I would actually love to hear, Kennedy, are there any moments when you really don't know what to do, you feel lost, do you ever feel embarrassed? Like, how do you deal with these things? I would love to know.
Yeah, I do believe that this is the everyday of a software developer life, because in a way you never know anything. As you said, things are changing the whole day. So one of our jobs, let's put it like that, one of our duties and tasks is to be able to get the information where it is. But I do believe that as much as you are in that path, you understand and you get this confidence that you start to trust yourself in your ability to deal with the unknown. So technologies, especially that technology, that the cycle is really short. Every single day, one technology appears today, maybe in 2 years is going to be obsolete. It's not going to be used anymore. So a new thing is going to come, and then it's okay. I do think that it gets aligned with something that you said minutes ago, is that especially when you're trying to get your first job, you sometimes you'll feel that you're not ready. But in my opinion, that state where you're gonna feel 100% ready is never gonna come. So you have to understand that there's a challenge to be faced. You might not be 100%, but you commit yourself into get what is left. So I do believe that in the beginning it's such a strong feeling that maybe I'm not qualified enough to be in this position. But with the time, you understand that you'll never know everything about a topic, but still you trust yourself that you can get what it needs to get the job done. So that's what I believe about that.
Thank you, Kennedy. What about you, Nash? Do you ever feel like, oh, I don't know, can I share with others that I don't know? Or what about your feelings of insecurity or vulnerability? How do you deal with that?
Every day.
Every day.
I feel like it every day, but it's a team. It's something we work on together, and in the end, it's something that the company owns. And I think that it's always good idea to ask for help or advice or opinion. And in programming, there is a concept of failing fast, failing quick, and I recommend doing that in everything you do. Fail quick, learn more, learn quick. Don't be ashamed.
I love what you're saying, and I want to say from a position of a manager or someone who has people who, when somebody asks me and say I don't know, I love it. I actually love that I can help them. And it's funny that, and I'm not always in a position of a manager. I'm also a lot in a position of an assistant, that I'm assisting to someone, and I have to admit that I don't know. And it's funny, I struggle with that. I want to be the superwoman who knows everything and I know the answers 5 steps ahead. But actually, funnily, like when I'm in the position of the so-called leader and somebody tells me I don't know, I feel so good at I can help. I feel useful, So when somebody says, "Oh, sorry, I don't know," I said, "No, I'm so happy. I can feel useful and actually advise." I actually feel that there is this weird disconnect when people feel embarrassed, but at the same time, and I guess you just have to have the right people as well with. But for me personally, when somebody asks me for advice, I'm so happy that I feel like I can help someone. So it's such a powerful thing to say I don't know or and ask for help. But I'm not good at it, asking for help myself. So it's a funny circle. What about you, Vera? What about your moments of insecurity or I don't know something, etc.?
I feel insecure every day, I guess. Actually, my job consists of questioning everything. So it's like I come to, for example, to Yonash, I think very often to ask something, and because I am not sure, like if the front-end developer will be able to do what I am designing or not. Or I was coming to Kennedy and Yaroslav just asking about colors because I am not sure. Like I am seeing those colors every minute. Maybe they, I don't know, maybe they are good for me and not good for them also. So there are always questions. And it feels like there is no growing if you're not asking. It is always good to have someone's opinion, and so this is okay not to know everything. This is normal. Yeah.
Thank you, Vera. Gunjan, are there any comments, any questions, something that we should be addressing, or should we finish the session because I don't know how long we are already on? But this is so enjoyable and we never know when to stop.
Yeah, so we are already 3 minutes ahead of time. It is 2:33. So, but not at all problem because I could see people are joining us, and I got very funny question from Digvijay in the chat box saying, "Hi team, how is your intern doing? Is he performing well?" Ha 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 ha. So I was like, Digvijay, you're going to get your answer via team from your team members, and then we have got one question from Rahul. Rahul is our learner for life from Prerna College. And he's asking, did you guys ever felt confused about your career? And if you did, what you did to get a clear answer? So his basically the question is, have you ever felt confused to choose your career? And if you have chosen something else, how did you make your mind clear that, okay, I wanted to do this particular thing? So who wants to answer that
We should
question?
first say hello to Digvijay. Any feedback for Digvijay?
What did he ask?
Digvijay is doing the testing, right,
Yes.
for you, and he's asking how am I doing as an intern? Am I good?
Perfect job.
Any feedback or something?
From my perspective, it's hard to determine because I don't work so closely with you. So I think Anastasia would be better to.
You're lucky,
answer.
Digvijay. Anastasia is not here today, but she will tell you. But Yonash is happy, so that's
I'm
great.
happy.
Congratulations, that's very good. And on the confused about jobs, see, Rahul, like I'm dying to share mine again, but everybody knows it by now. So I was studying 2 years to become a dentist. Okay, then I was working for PricewaterhouseCoopers. I wanted to move into audit and be an auditor. Then I went to a philosophy faculty for 6 months. They told me to leave, that I will not be a philosopher. And then I was coding websites. So I thought IT, yay, good, right? And then somehow then I work in social care. I was taking care of people with special needs. And then I ended up in education. So it's funny. I was confused, Rahul. So if you're confused, don't worry. We all been there. But I don't want to speak for the gentleman here. Maybe you always knew.
Maybe there is some kind of like special confusion for software developer when the code isn't working. And he doesn't know why is the reason. But the good thing, when you keep a good process, you're oftenly checking the quality of your code. So if something is not working, you can always like roll back to the previous version you had. In the worst case, like if you're not just able to find the reason, but you are sure that the problem is coming with those changes that you've introduced, you can always like put that aside, or maybe piece by piece, and to see which of the changes that you did caused that malfunction. So that's very good when by that you could find the root cause. Otherwise it gets very frustrating because you're just like wondering all the time, like why it's failing, why it's not working. And that could be very frustrating because then you are like questioning yourself if you are on the right spot. But that's good that you can like part of the changes maybe roll back, or you can just start again if it's some kind of like super hard to find a problem, then there might be no other way.
And actually, I love what you're saying yourself. I'm now reading this book. I can recommend to everyone. It's called Hidden Potential by Adam Grant. And he's actually speaking about, if you imagine you climbing a mountain when you're learning something, whatever skill, and if you're trying to climb up straight, the more up you're going, the harder it is, right? The more you're reaching the peak, the harder it is. And sometimes if you want to get to the peak, it's actually better if you go back and then you actually find a different way around it, and then you're more likely to find that peak. So it is really that, like, even being able to go back and sort of start again, it's very important, whether you're already in programming or in life when you're looking for career. Like, as I said, so fine, I spent 2 years studying to be a dentist, but I don't regret it. I just knew for sure this is not where I see myself, and I'm happy I didn't end up there. Maybe I would be now very unhappy doing it, God knows, anyway, causing pain in other ways. But this is a strategy, basically, how in learning, in everything, really. Like, don't, when maybe you just need to find a different way. So you always wanted to be in IT?
Not always. I've started forestry, in fact. So I've studied forestry for 1 year, and I kind of like it. But at the same time, I had a feeling that I'm not like the forester. I'm not like having a dog running like every day into forest and hunting animals. So I thought I like more like just solving the problems, like learning about the forest. But I discovered that could be basically any field. That if it would be like IT, I would like it as well, because I like to learn about the world, but I'm not like focused on any special topic. For example, I'm also interested in economics, so even though it's quite far from IT. But yeah.
Very good. What about you, Kennedy? Always IT?
No. Actually, I would like to mention two things that you guys mentioned before. Jonas with the fail quick and learn quick, and Marqueta with so many opportunities that she had. I do believe that at least that's how it worked for me. The path to find what you want when you feel confused about your career is try as much as you can, because just when you expose yourself to different stuff is that you can find what real interest, because at the end of the day only you and no one else can say what you like, right? So it's a decision, it's a personal decision that you cannot transfer to anyone. So if you're not sure, then try. If you think that you're gonna be good at playing basketball, then try that. Maybe you see that you're not good at it, then you try to go to IT, then you go to music and so on. In my specific case, I studied like electrical engineering, and then I used to work with power plants and power distribution. And then I've realized that whenever I had the chance to solve an IT problem, when they said like, okay, can someone help us with that? And then I said like, okay, maybe I can. That's when I discovered like, hey, I like that feeling of writing some kind of magic code. That at that time I believed that it was magic code that like that solve someone problem. And then when I decided that I would be moving to this feeling, but I just came to this outcome because I exposed myself to do something. So if you're confused, try whatever you think that it may be your path. Then go fail quick or get success quick. If you're not passionate about it, then you're gonna discover, and then you jump for the next thing.
Great, thank you, Kennedy. What about you, Vera? What about your journey? You always knew you will be UX designer?
Not exactly. I wholeheartedly agree with everything that you guys have been saying. For me, I didn't know exactly when I was studying in the university. I didn't know where I will be and whom I want to be. So I was working in the university with international conferences and stuff. And how design came up to me, it was I just become curious about the printing materials which are given to those who participate in those conferences. So I was looking on the pens and those I don't know notebooks and everything they gathered, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just if this is so interesting to me, maybe I should just try and ask if I can help doing it. So they gave me permission, and I have started to acknowledge those visual effects and tools that help to create the design for this. Somehow I ended up working with websites, and this was like a very linear change to me, how I moved from the and not knowing who I am and not knowing who I want to be, then curiosity about the design, then working with UI elements, charts, images and everything, and then moving to the websites. So this was my journey.
Thank you, Vera. I also curious about Jonas. Jonas, are you still exploring your journey?
I'm still exploring, but my journey was long, and it will be long. And I think that anything we do, we still, even if we won't do it for the whole life, we still are gathering skills along the way, and it will somehow shape out in the end. When I was in the high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to do programming, I wanted to learn languages, I wanted to do design, and I applied for like 10 different universities. I applied for architecture, Japanese studies, Chinese studies, IT, visual communications, and so on. And I just went for the one that felt right at the time. And I studied Japanese studies for a few years. But along the way, I realized that I really wanted to do the IT in the first place. And somehow I have found a way, and I'm here. So find your way.
Thank you. Gunjan, I will pass it to you because we will have to probably wrap it up. But I will have a quick look at the screens as well to say hello to her. So please fill the gap and the silence of me awkwardly climbing to the camera. Thank you.
No problem. Yes, please do that. And meanwhile, I also wanted to answer Rahul. Rahul, see, you have already seen everybody's journey. And if you know my journey, I have actually done aerospace engineering, which is totally different from what I'm doing now in a marketing team. So, see, this is how I also changed myself. I also used to do events and everything, and that's how I understood. Okay, I am not a Dex person, but I am somebody where creativity is required, and also some critical thinking, and then corporate culture is required. So that's how I got into marketing. So don't worry, you are just starting. I know you have got this intern position. I saw your LinkedIn post, so congratulations for that. And keep exploring, keep seeing the options, and then one day you will find that okay, you are good at it, and then you will go in that. Now I'll go to Marketa. Marketa will see the comments
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
just want to say hello to Redika, Vivek again, Darshan, Gaurav Singh. Guys, thank you so much for being with us again soon. Thank you for being there. Vivek, data analyst. No, we are right now not looking for the data analyst, are we?
Not at the moment, but that day might come.
That day might come, Vivek. But you're already part of the team long time ago, so just have to find the right. It's all a matter of timing, I would say. As Yaroslav said. So anyway, so Gunjan, I think we have to wrap up because we promised everyone it's going to be 30 minutes, and nobody will believe us if we don't keep our promises going forward. So thank you so much, everyone, for being there. Any concluding remarks, Gunjan? I know you have that.
Yes, so I
script.
wanted to come on that thing. I wanted to ask everybody quickly, one liner, your closing statements. Could be any tip, could be by just one closing statement in one line. I'll start with Vera. Vera, how about you? How you want to close the statement?
I just want to thank you for inviting me to this live stream, and I hope that everything that we shared, all this information that our team gathered and shared, I hope it will help someone to get to this IT journey. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vera. Jonas?
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
It was wow.
Simply
All
wow.
right, let's quickly go to Yaroslav. Yaroslav, what is your closing statement?
But we will go back to Jonas.
Yes,
Take your time, Jonas.
You don't have to be afraid of IT industry. There is a lot of place for different personalities. You don't have to be just a software developer, but you could work as a UX designer. You can security and different like overlapping fields with marketing and different fields, data analysis, as was mentioned. So there is a lot of room, and if it's something that interests you, just go that way.
Mm-hmm. Jonas, ready?
Uh,
Another wow?
keep learning.
Perfect.
Me?
Hmm?
Welcome on board. Thank you for being here, and see you soon as colleagues.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, Gunjan, I think we got it. I mean, it's learning, being curious. It's finding the right crowd as well. Like you will know when you are with the right people, and you are now part of our community, which I always say it's not a religion. So you can join or you don't have to. We are just here. We are happy if you spend time with us, and it's also to tell you that you're not alone on your journey wherever you are. So if you feel insecure, we also do. If you feel confident, we also do. So it's something that it's a shared journey, shared struggle. So you're not alone. So you can also reach out to us in comments. You can also join us next Friday. We always do this regularly every Friday, these live streams with our colleagues, with our learners. So you can see those old sessions on YouTube. You can also see these old sessions on Instagram. Hopefully you will find there something interesting for yourself. And where else? And then all our colleagues have LinkedIn profiles, right? So if you want to reach out to them and talk to them and ask them, you can, right?
Of course.
Okay. Yunaj, is that okay?
Please.
Yaroslav, is that okay?
Yeah, I will be nice to meet you.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you, Vera, as well, so much for this, and thank you, Gunjan, as always, for making this possible. Yeah. Okay. So should I off it?
Yes, please,
Okay.
Margita.
Okay. So I will stop it. Thank you, guys. Sorry.
Final fall.
Okay. Bye.